Hey guys, happy Friday evening. I'm trying to figure out if I can invite Shelby to join. I don't know what I'm doing, and oh, here, invite. Let's see if this will do this. Hang with me 1 second as I attempt to do something I've never done before. For some reason, it will let me invite a lot of people, but it won't let me invite Shelby. Yep, it's not letting me do it. I have no idea why it's doing that. Okay. Let's just give people a few moments. Okay, I'm not very good at waiting. So, had a really kind of special announcement. I thought I would do it in this group versus the larger main page, just to get your guys' thoughts, your guys' questions, and really specifically, I say this, we have Tuesday, Friday calls, we have team calls where we share what's going on across aspects of our organization. And sometimes I get speechless as to how proud I am of where we started, to where we are, to where we know we are going to be. And the evolution of the journey that has been anything but smooth really kind of takes your breath away. And one of our videographer, Alex, who is amazing, she shared a picture of our Osawatomie shelter back in 2019 when we first joined there, where it was just kind of a destitute road where there was nothing around it. And I'll drop it in here after. And it's just amazing what it was. Just a shed in the middle of nowhere that dogs and cats suffered tremendously, to see and feel the movement that we are creating out there with the no kill, no kennel movement. I was just sharing with a volunteer last night who, you know, it's easy to get frustrated when progress isn't going how we hoped it would be. You know, we wanted, I was literally just sharing, it took us 7 years to have a shelter in Wichita, because our OG volunteers from Wichita literally would drive up to KCMO, to Spring Hill, 3 hours to be a part of us over 7 years. And that's amazing. And I was sharing this story the other day. If our conditional use permit had been approved here in Spring Hill, we would have never had the vision and the mission of our lighthouses and the no kill, no kennel movement, because we would have put big barns up here at our Spring Hill homestead, and we wouldn't have our KCMO property on Nolan Road, where we're now building. We just see the future of a state-of-the-art hospital, not only to help rescues, but to help community members too. So everything along the way has been a progression of where we are to identify what the world needs us to be, and how we want not only our shelter, but our community to evolve. And I think that's the beautiful part of life. It is anything but easy. It is messy. It is hard. It feels impossible. But it's up to us to make the most of it. So I can just talk and talk and talk, but to get to the point, this is the most exciting part. So we've purchased the medical mobile vet RV, whatever you want to call it. It's set up as St. Francis on the Kansas side. It's under Always and Furever on the Missouri side. We're now building our hospital. The permits are in. We're working on the final comments with the city. Our hospital out there will be built and up and running by November 2026. Our lighthouses will be up there. For those of you in KCMO that used to volunteer at our little gray barn, there is an end date finally. So construction is about to begin. We have $1 million to raise. We've done it before. We can do it again. Now, here's a cool thing. Hi, Pam. We've never actually, said hi in person, but we've been a part of each other's journey for 11 years now. I see all of your names. That's why it's a little bit different on the volunteer versus the main page live. So if you want to drop a comment along the way, please do. I will do my best to try to read and respond to you. Here's the thing. We have 2 amazing veterinarians on staff, not just, regular veterinarians, amazing veterinarians. I don't even know if there are regular veterinarians. We have amazing veterinarians on staff. We have amazing vet techs on staff. The medical team that we have created, you guys, it's next level. It's saying there is no longer shelter medicine. There is superior medicine. It's not the minimum, it's the maximum. And why is that? Why? Because we're all coming together and we believe that there can be more, because we are investing in a better future. Now, here's the thing. We have our vets, we have our med team, and we're setting up this system to take care of other rescues. Now, what we've done is we've created this veterinarian VRC, veterinarian rescue collaboration. I'm so excited. Hard to get my thoughts out on this. Let me pull up my screen so that I can share it. That's not why we're on this call. That is a whole program where we take price per procedure off the table and we say we're all in this together as rescues, and we're going to access our veterinarians' time and come together and say, hey, we were once that little tiny rescue that was barely able to survive, and we were struggling to keep our doors open. In 2018, the end of 2018, Jane actually sat me down and she said, Jen, we're going under. We owe $19,000 to Spring Hill Veterinarian. We had 60-some seniors in our care. I had maxed out all my credit cards. We had very few followers, very few donors. And by the grace of God, God gave me a promotion, and the followers started to come, because I always knew if I would give everything that I possibly had into this, and then others would donate and believe too. And that's exactly what happened. But not every rescue crosses that threshold, because it takes tremendous faith, you guys. It's impossible sometimes to wrap your head around how much we have done. So let me get to the point. We are in a position now that we have this medical team, we have followers, we have donors, and we have the vision to open up a hospital and to have our current mobile vet RV take care not only of our rescue animals, not only of other rescue animals that want to be a part of the program to take care of each other and reserve access to veterinarian time where it's not based off of profit, but this is the exciting part. We're going to open it up to our community. And what's the very first thing that we're going to do? We're going to take care of the people who love their animals in Osawatomie, because Osawatomie was the original pound that nobody knew about, 100% kill shelter, where you would go there and you could hear their screams. Anybody that's ever been there down the road, you could hear their screams walking up to the shelter. There was very few lights in there. The smell actually would embed itself in your skin, and you had to throw your clothes away. You couldn't wash them. Everybody would take their clothes off when they left there because it was such a horrific smell. And the pain of that past is everything that shows us that we can go next level. Now, what we are doing is we are going to carry that same model that we have with our VRC towards the community. And we're going to say, we are going to find a way to sponsor a $10,000 strategic partner tier, where that is 40 appointments for loving, amazing pet owners that may not be able to get their pets care otherwise. And it's not going to be, hey, come to us and prove that financially you can't do it. Because I don't know about you, but there has been a time in my life, and I'm sure it's everybody's life, where, finances are hard, the economy is bad, and it's very, very hard when you're struggling the most to ask for help. So what we're doing, we are making it a lottery to where we are going to raise the funds that we will have 40 appointments every month for 10 months. And it's $10,000 for 40 appointments. And then we're going to make it a lottery. So people just apply and say, it's a very short application, prove that they're a current resident in Osawatomie, give their animal's name and what they potentially need. Is it vaccines? Is it a spay or neuter? Or is it, sometimes so many dogs, you guys have seen it on our page so many times. You see the dog that has a family that has this mass that has grown and grown and grown, sometimes in the stomach, sometimes on the neck. Look at Moby. There are loving, amazing pet owners that simply can't afford vet care. And so what happens? Many, many times they'll surrender the dog to a shelter thinking that they will get the medical care that they need. That was my Z's story. She was surrendered. It was a long owner surrender, saying how much they loved her, but they couldn't take care of her medical. She was heartworm positive, she had mastitis, she was used for breeding too, and she ultimately had mast cell tumors. So now she just recently had a splenectomy. But the unfortunate real reality of this is that when dogs or cats are surrendered to shelters with medical issues, it is incredibly hard to find a foster adopter from a municipal shelter. And the really true hard reality is most of the time those shelters put the animals to sleep because they don't have the ability to get the animal vetted, to get them in a home. And Z was heartworm positive at the time too. So what are we going to do? We are going to take care of the animals in our community before they come to the shelter, before they are left on the side of the road. Because if we can spay or neuter one single cat that's spayed or neutered over the course of 4 years, that stops. It's literally thousands of kittens from being born. The effects of spaying and neutering are just outrageous and amazing to help control these unwanted litters, where the worst part is that they suffer because they're left on the side of the road. So that's the big announcement. We are going to open up our RV to the public for free. And how are we going to do that? Now, Jen, that sounds crazy. Yes, it does. Here's the thing. We've done crazy before. We do the impossible. How are we going to do this? We're going to go to businesses. We're going to go to donors. We're going to individuals, and we're going to say, can you donate, or will you donate $250 a month towards a pyometra surgery, towards a foreign body surgery? A dog swallows a sock. Every single appointment, if you look at our veterinary and access care and you do it by time, it roughly comes down to $250. And that's to cover the salaries. That's not even to cover like the cost of medicine. That's going to be included. That's not to cover the cost of PPE. So the gowns, the masks, all of that. We are saying we are going all in simply to take care of those that need someone to step up and care. It sounds crazy impossible, I know, and it's about $10,000 a month to do that. So we're making a commitment to the city of Osawatomie's community to raise and fund $10,000 a month towards the medical care of their animals, of the people that love them. And really, now it's not an emergency clinic. It'll be there at our Osawatomie shelter 2 days a week, and it will be our med team, and it will be done based off a lottery system. So you apply, you get in the lottery pool, and then if you get drawn, your name gets pulled. We set up the appointment, we bring you in. It doesn't have to be just vaccines. You can come in, it can be vaccines, it can be spay and neuter, it could be the x-ray, it could be like the next level heartworm treatment. Everything is to give the top tier medicine to those people who, that's not to the people, to the animals that people already love and already have homes. We have, if you guys have followed us over the years, we have so many people that would scream and shout at us when an emergency would come into Blue Pearl. Blue Pearl would call us, hey, we have a loving family here. They can't afford an $8,000 surgery. Legally, for us to give medical advice, always and forever, for us to give medical direction, they would have to surrender the animal to us. Now, what would we do? And then also to get our discount as a rescue at that emergency care. Now, what would they do is we'd say, okay, surrender to us. We'll make sure that this animal lives. We'll do crazy fundraising. We'll raise 10,000, whatever it is, dollars, and then apply. And we want your animal to go back to you. We don't ever want to take an animal from a loving home. Now, what you see is if an animal came from a home where it was neglected, was on the brink of starvation, or used for breeding, in many cases, we did not give that animal back. And there's where the hate would blow up on it. But let's take this situation and break it down. What if there is an animal suffering in a community that has a family that loves them, and our vet team can help them? I remember when I had just gotten out of college, or I just got out of law school, and my Libby needed her front leg amputated up to and including the shoulder because she had chondrosarcoma, which is a form of bone cancer. And at that time, it was 2014, it cost me $8,000. $8,000 in 2014 I didn't have. I was fortunate enough to have good credit, and I put it on a credit card. Not everybody has that ability. Actually, in the city of Osawatomie, 1 in 9 people live below the poverty line. And those are our neighbors. Those are the people that have dogs, that have cats, that need us the most. So this is actually an opportunity for us to do what we have always talked about, to take care of those. It will be free to them. The only thing that we will ask, and we will have no way to police this or monitor it, would be for them to do something kind for someone else, to pay it forward in whatever they can. If they want to come back to Oz and walk dogs, or if they want to take a neighbor to the grocery store who doesn't have a car, whatever it is, you put out, it's always going to come back to you. So we put kindness out, we bring kindness back, and we take care of not only animals, but each other. So we are rolling that out. It's called the Osawatomie Care Fund. It's called the OCC. I'll drop a flyer in here in the volunteer group in a moment. Let me see if I missed anything on that. Oh, you guys too, it's gonna, like, that can include a dental. I don't know if you've ever taken your dog to get a dental or a cat to get a dental. That it's like outrageous. It's like $800 to $1,000 too. And I swear all the old little dogs that we get have like really rotten mouths. I don't know why that is, but if you've ever hurt your tooth and you know what that pain is like, we don't ever want an animal to suffer. So that's another way too. Instead of it being, you know, thousands of dollars someone else, it's one-time allotment when you can sponsor it, or a business can sponsor it for $250. So this is, it's kind of, we did research on this, you know, this VRC, nobody has it out there. Nobody's doing it the way that we have thought of it and said, let's take price and profit off the table and let's look at this from a time capacity perspective. And while we can help rescue partners, that's wonderful, but why not help our community too? So calling it the OCC, the Osawatomie Care Fund, we're getting it on our website. And on that pivot, we are 100% committed to Osawatomie. We are going forward with this program. We're rolling it out next week. We will start helping residents there. Here's the next thing that we're going to do. Raytown, where we had our little gray barn, and it's right next to our Nolan Road homestead and our homestead east out there. We're going to start helping the city of Raytown. So what we're going to do, this is why I wanted Shelby on. Let me see if I can get Shelby on. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to try again. I hit it on a button and it says slow interconnect. Okay, let's see. Shelby, are you on here? I know Shelby's on here, but I don't know if I can get her on. Shelby, are you sure you're a member? It says that you're not a member in this group. Yeah, Shelby, somehow you got yourself kicked out of the live here. But okay, so Shelby's not on. So what are we going to do? I actually see your face on here. How do I get you on here? Add. Okay, add it. It says I'm adding you. It's saying adding. I just see myself. Some names going. Anyways, we are, there she is. Do you know what it says? Adding. Whatever. We are, what we're going to do is we're going to kick off door to door at the city, at businesses, and we are going to share at the Raytown Community Care Funds, because ultimately, what are we doing? We're asking people. I have been blessed to keep my doors open. I have been blessed to take care of my animals. I'm going to bless someone else and help take care of them. Now, I know the economy stinks, you guys. It's a very hard time for everyone. Gas is outrageous. God bless our freedom drivers who pick our dogs and cats and never ask for a dime with the transportations. But we can all find whatever it is we can give towards helping others. That's what we're going to do. And so we're going to go door to door. We're going to start an initiative, and it doesn't have to be $10,000 a month. That's what we're committing to the city of Osawatomie, to city of Osawatomie residents. But the city of Raytown, let's say that we build, let's say people donate, you know, $2,500 collectively, and it's just a bunch of businesses or individuals that say, I pledge $10 a month towards this. $2,500 gets 10 individual families an appointment to get their dog or cat seen, to get that amputation, to get the foreign body removed, to get simply vaccines, wellness checks, heartworm treatments. So many people don't even know what heartworm positive means. I didn't know what that was. I was probably a terrible pet owner. I say this all the time. I don't know how our team approved me. Actually, I don't think they did. I just sort of take them and adopt them. But we're going to kick that off, and the only way that it will ever be successful is if you guys stand with us and help promote, help share why it's so incredibly important to not just think about always and forever animals, to not just even think about other rescues, to think about everyone, and to say, let's take away Let's take away labels. Let's take away names and realize that we're all in this insane roller coaster of a life together. And life is so incredibly short and so incredibly precious. And we saw that today. We saw that today when Roy left us. He spent 24 hours in our care, and he was found in a ditch, dumped on the side of a road. He couldn't even stand and had a spine, and came to us, and he spent a night in a loving foster, and we helped him to heaven. And if all we do is simply help one loving pet owner, I know this sounds terrible, euthanize an animal that is suffering, that they couldn't afford to do that otherwise, there is grace and there is beauty and there is just peace in that. And so we're kicking that off in Osawatomie. The next town we're focusing on is Raytown, and we're going to start teams to spread the word, and that can be via email, that can be in person. That's why I was going to have Shelby on here to talk about it, but I couldn't figure out how to add her. I tried very hard. So for those of you that are waiting in KCMO to be involved, don't wait, because the more that we can engage people to say, how I'm going to take care of our community out here through Always and Forever, because just remember, one single vet visit for a senior dog with all the medications, it can be up to $2,000, and that's not even doing a procedure too. So again, reimagining rescue, reimagining shelter medicine, and saying, let's create the future that we want to see today. And let's do it off the crazy, insane faith that, while, yeah, it's going to cost $100,000. Yeah, it's going to be crazy expensive. We're going to find a way, because they are worth it, because this is worth it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show the world that it's possible. That you could take that little tiny shed in the middle of nowhere that was 100% kill, that had no bathroom, that had no AC, that had no windows, and turn it into a beacon with lighthouses everywhere, and where we can then take that out to the community and take care of their animals for free too. So this was just the easiest way for me to spit all of this out. Wichita folks, in Wichita, we just gotta get land, we gotta build shelters out there. Same thing, you're just a few years behind us when it comes to, so thank you guys for joining. Save this, we'll post this somewhere, and I just have to say thank you for the crazy, crazy, insane faith that you have, that encourages us to dream so big that we know only God is going to make this dream come true, to us to do the work behind it. So if you have any questions, we're probably going to start some working groups on the Raytown side as well as the Osawatomie side, just to get the word out. Because again, it's taking care of each other. It's finding the light when the world feels so very dark, and building a better future. I appreciate you guys. To anyone that jumps on my morning lives with the dogs, thank you. We'll be up again. If it rains, I won't be able to take McGuire out, but that's my commitment to him. We'll be out rollerblading every day, and we will also be working on dog intros. Taylor and I are going to introduce them to dogs, and you know what? We're going to find a way. That's what we do. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thanks.